Hello everyone, it's Jenna here. Easter is fast approaching, and so I would like to offer you a little art journaling project that anyone can do. So whether you're young or old, or you're a complete beginner, or you've been doing this kind of thing for a long time, I'm sure that anyone could do this and get something out of it. We're here to celebrate Easter, the time when Jesus died on the cross and 3 days later rose again. And he did that because he was on a rescue mission to save mankind. And he needed to save us from our mistakes, from the stuff we do wrong. I do stuff wrong all the time. I don't live up to my own standards of what is good, let alone God's standards of what is good. And because of that, if I was just left in my sin in that state, it's impossible for God, my loving Father, who wants nothing more than to be in my life, to be close to me. That sin separates me from God. But the good news is that it's actually been dealt with on the cross. Jesus took my sin, took your sin, the sin is just stuff we do wrong. And Jesus took that and put it to death on the cross so that we can be free. And we can come back into friendship with Father God. We love to celebrate that at Easter. That is the good news of Christianity. So I have done a little Easter garden page, and the idea is that this is a page that anyone can do. So I've done it very simply, step by step in the video. And you'll see my daughter in a minute. She's done this page as well. So you can do it with your kids, if you're stuck in with your kids, or if you're a grown-up, I'm sure you can do a much more beautiful, sophisticated version. So I look forward to seeing what you come up with. Here's what we came up with. So first of all, a list of things that you are going to need. So you're going to have to get these guys all ready, and hopefully you will have them already in your house. Okay, so first of all, you need something to make your picture on. So that could be a journal if you've got it, or a big piece of paper, about A3 size. And you can stick together 2 of these A4 pieces of paper if you don't have an A3 piece. That would be fine, wouldn't it? Okay, next of all, you need some paint. Now, you can use any sort of paint that you've got at home, poster paint, watercolour paint. These are acrylic paints, and the colours I used were white, black, yellow and orange. Next, you need some coloured paper. You need a dark colour like black. We've got some black paper, or you can make a black piece of paper by colouring it in black if you don't have any black paper at home. And then we need lots of greeny browny field coloured paper. So we've got tissue paper, but you can use any green paper that you've got. Lots of different coloured greens would be great if you've got them. Even dotty green. Okay. You will also need some scissors.
Okay.
And some glue,
they look like
which you always point down towards the floor. And some glue. And if you've got it, it would be really great if you've got a small paper plate. But if you haven't...
I want to eat my dinner on that, Mum.
If you haven't got a small paper plate, then if you draw around a little saucer on a piece of card, that would do just fine. You can cut out a circle of card instead of your paper plate. And then we need, to make your garden really beautiful, some pictures of flowers. That's vegetables. Can you show us some flowers? So you can find your flowers from magazines, from wrapping paper, from old wallpaper, catalogues, brochures, the stuff you pick up in supermarkets, lots of pictures of flowers and bees, or stickers. I bet you've got some stickers with flowers on.
Bet you £100.
Okay, and finally you need your printout. Yay! So get your mummy and daddy. Oh, you hold up that. Which has lots of words on. And then we're all ready to start. Okay, so we're going to help you step by step make a picture like this. And in the video, you'll see me making the picture, and then it will say, now it's your turn. And when it says that, that's your turn to have a go at doing what I just did. So I hope that helps. So it's kind of like chapters. And if you get a bit worn out, then you can do a couple of chapters and then come back the next day and do a couple more. Okay, so that's the idea of what we're going to do in the video. It's going to be lots of fun. So go and grab everything that you need and let's get started. Right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do our sky, and we're going to do a lovely sunrise. So I've got two coloured paints here. I've got yellow and orange. You can use red as well if you like, or you could just do a blue sky if you like. But the idea is it's early in the morning, on Easter morning. So I'm just putting some paint out on a paper plate. It's a good idea to have your work surface protected with some newspaper or something like that underneath. And we're just going to get this paint onto our paper. Now you can use a paintbrush if you like. You can use a little piece of sponge. You can also use some baby wipes. We'll have a go with that in a minute. So I'm just smooshing the paint around to make a lovely sky. Let's have a go with these baby wipes. So while we're waiting for our sky to dry, we could paint our tomb. Now I'm using a paper plate, but you could easily use just a circle of card or something like that, or even a circle of paper, it's fine. And the tomb was basically a cave with a big rock in the front. So what colour are rocks? They're kind of a grey type colour, aren't they? So how do we make grey? We need a bit of white and a bit of black, I think. What do you think? And you can totally, you know, if you haven't got any paints ready at home, you can use felt tip pens, you can use colouring pencils or paint sticks or whatever you've got really. I'm painting the side, not painting the side that you would eat on, I'm painting the other side. So back to our page with our sunrise on. Now we are going to make the landscape, which means the fields and the hills and the grass, so the ground basically. And in the background we're going to put a hill, and if you choose a dark coloured piece of paper, I've got some black paper here, you could use dark brown or a dark green. But the darkest piece of paper you have, and if you don't have a coloured paper, you could always use some of that grey paint that we were just using to paint a sheet a dark colour. And we're going to tear it into a sort of gentle hill shape. And I like to tear, maybe not quite like that, into sort of that sort of shape. And when you're happy with the shape, we can stick this on. Now this is our hill in the background. And the reason I've chosen a dark colour is because this is the sad bit of the story of Jesus's death and coming back to life again. On Good Friday, he died on a cross. And so this is going to be our hill in the distance with the crosses still on there. And it's going to be a special part of our prayer art because we're going to make it into a little pocket. What we're going to do is we're going to stick this down, but instead of putting glue all over the back, we are just going to put glue on 3 sides. These 3 sides here. So we're not going to put glue on the hilly bit. Okay, have you got me? So watch what I do. I do it on this side. Lots of glue down this side. I'm going to do it along here. And I'm going to do it up here. So it's sort of like a U shape and down, across and up. But we're not going to put it along that one. Okay, and I will show you why. Because we are going to stick that down. And this top bit here becomes a little pocket. Can you see how we can put little things in our pockets? Look, and they're hidden. And now I'm going to get a pen. And I'm going to draw, let's find a pen, any old felt tip pen. I'm going to draw 3 crosses. But the reason I wanted to make a little pocket here is because Jesus died to take away all the bad stuff in the world. So he came to take away sickness and hurt and fear and worry and any of those difficult feelings that we might have. If you remember when I came into your class and I said, you can talk to God about your feelings. Jesus came to take away all that bad stuff. So we can give that to him. And I thought one of the ways we could do that is, hold on, I'm just going to get a piece of paper. So I've got some little scraps of paper here. And I was thinking, if you're feeling worried about anything at the moment, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on out there with the coronavirus and you might be, and school stopping as well, you might be missing your friends or you might be worried about some of your family or whatever your worries are, you can write them on a little scrap of paper. And we can give that prayer to Jesus by folding it up and putting it in our pocket. And you could do that as much as you like. So anything you're worried about or scared about or you want to pray about. So you could write, I'm going to write, please look after my dad. You can write your little prayers or your worries and you can tuck them into your pocket. And you don't have to do that now. You can come back later on, maybe in a week's time you suddenly find that you're feeling a bit worried about something, and you can come back to your page after we've finished it and you can put another little worry in there and you can give it to Jesus and ask him to take your worries away. So that's a nice little idea there as part of our prayer art. So, on with the picture. We need a few more hills going on here. So I've got some tissue paper here in different coloured greens. Anything that you've got that is green, it could be wrapping paper, tissue paper, normal paper, a page of a magazine. I bet you can find some green on a page of a magazine. So I'm just going to rip off different strips like this. along here like this to build up our fields and our grass in our Easter garden. Okay, so once you've stuck down all your green pieces of paper to make the fields, now is the time to get creative, folks. So what we want to do is make these boring old fields into a beautiful garden full of life, because that's what Easter is about. Good Friday, Jesus died, but Easter Sunday, we celebrate that he came back to life again. So we want some life in these fields, don't we? We want flowers, trees, bushes, bunnies, butterflies, bees, a beautiful garden. So some ideas for things that you could use. You can print out sheets, or ask your mummies and daddies to print out sheets of things. You can use gardening catalogues, magazines, gardening magazines. This is a Waitrose flyer with a sunflower on. You can use old cards, you can use wrapping paper, you can use bits of old wallpaper, you can use any stickers that you've got with flowers. You can get some lovely stickers at the moment, can't you? Easter stickers with flowers and eggs and chicks and bunnies. And go mad and decorate your garden. So, did you enjoy making your garden? I've gone really crazy and covered the whole thing with flowers and butterflies and stars and gems. You don't have to go that crazy. Yours is going to look different from mine, and I can't wait to see what yours looks like. Now, you might notice that I've put most of my flowers and things on this side of the page, and I've left a kind of space here. And the reason for that is we need to put on our tomb. So the story goes that when Jesus died, a man called Joseph asked if he could bury Jesus's body. So he took Jesus's body and he put it in a big tomb that was like a cave. And the people who were in charge at the time, who were the Romans, were so worried about the rumours that Jesus might come back to life again, that they put a big stone in front of the cave so that Jesus couldn't escape. So no one could get in and no one could get out. So we need to make our cave, which we need our circle of cardboard or our paper plate that we painted earlier, and we need to make our big stone, and we're going to cut our big stone out of the middle of our plate. Now this is going to be a bit tricky and you probably will need an adult to help you. So I'm going to roughly draw around something. Actually, I'm just going to draw a circle, but you might want to draw around something. To draw a circle in the middle of your plate, which is going to be our big stone. So I'm going to try and sort of snip in there with some scissors. We have to be careful with scissors, don't we? or make a hole somewhere on the line that you've just drawn, and then you can cut round it. Now you don't have to do this a lovely smooth circle type line, because stones aren't lovely and smooth, are they? Well, big rocks aren't anyway. So we can just cut that out like that. So we have got our big boulder, our big rock that was placed at the entrance of Jesus's tomb so that he couldn't escape even though he was dead. So they must have been worried, mustn't they? And then you don't have to do this, but I have folded up one side of the tomb to just make it look a bit more cave-like, like that, and then we can stick it on all the way around the outside. So we're going to put it on that foldy bit and then all the way around like a big rainbow. And you need quite a lot of glue. In fact, I'm using a glue stick, but if you've got some PVA, that might be even better. Some good strong glue. And we can stick it on like that. So we have our tomb and we have our big stone in front of the tomb. And the story goes that 3 days after Jesus died, some women went to the tomb. They were gonna go and see Jesus's body and get it ready to be buried. And when they got there, up to their amazement, the big stone had been rolled away. Now we're going to put a bit of tape on here in a minute so that we can open and close our tomb on our picture. And what they saw was not a dead body, but an angel. And if you printed out your sheet with all these words on, and we'll come to those in a minute, you will find an angel on there as well. Now, if you like, one option is that we cut out this angel and we can put this angel on the other side of our big rock. We could stick that one on there like that, so that when the stone is opened, the tomb is opened, you get to see the angel. That's one option. And the angel said, they said, "Where's Jesus? What have you done with Jesus's body?" And the angel said, "He is not here. He is risen." So I'm actually going to decide probably not to stick the angel on, although that would be a lovely idea. I think I'm going to write the words, "He is risen," on this, the other side of our big rock. And I'm going to do some hearts as well, because this story, this Easter story, is all about God's love for us. That's why Jesus came. He came to take away all the things that are separating us from God, because God loved us so much. He gave up his only son, Jesus, to die on a cross so that we could be brought back into friendship with him. And that's what God wants more than anything else. He wants to be your friend. He wants to be your Father in heaven. He wants to have a relationship with you. So I'm going to write on here, "He is risen," which is what the angel said. So hopefully you can read that. And I'm just going to use a little bit of sticky tape now. A little bit of sticky tape to attach my door to the tomb, and hopefully it will now, with a bit of luck, it will now open and shut. There we go. So the last thing we have to add to our Easter picture is these words, and we don't have to add all of them. You can perhaps choose a few of them that you feel you most want to connect with at this time. So it might be that you're feeling a bit sad and you need a bit more joy in your life, or you might feel like you're really missing your friends and you want to feel God's friendship in your life. So you can choose which words you cut out and put on your picture. These words, just so you understand, so the ladies went to the tomb, they heard the angels say that Jesus is risen. And later on, Jesus actually appeared, even though he had died, he appeared with a new body to his disciples. And they realised that he had been risen, been resurrected from the dead. But the big question is why? Why did all this happen? Why did Jesus die on a cross and then come back to life again? And the answer is to bring us new life and all these things. So because Jesus died and rose again, we can have life. We can have life to the full. We can have hope for today and hope for the future. We can have joy, even though our circumstances might be a bit bad at the moment. We might feel a bit cooped up and sad or worried. God can give us joy. He can give us peace. He can forgive us for the things that we've done wrong. We can feel his love, and so on. So all these words represent things that we can ask God for because Jesus died and rose again. So it'd be nice just to add a few of those to your picture. So you can just cut up your words and stick them on your page, perhaps like they're coming out of the tomb like this, or wherever you would like to put them. So you can do that, and Sophia has done that in her version of this. If you can see, she's stuck her words on coming out of the tomb, like light coming out of the tomb, which I think is a lovely idea. Can you see that? But I think I am just going to get a bunch of these words and I'm just going to tuck them without gluing them. I'm just going to tuck them behind this door, because then if I tuck them in like that, then when I am perhaps feeling a bit sad or a bit fed up or a bit cross, and maybe I've written that on a little piece of paper and put it, do you remember, like we did at the beginning, I've written down that worry or that fear or what I'm feeling, and I've put it in our little pocket that we made here to give it to Jesus, to leave it at the cross. Once I've done that, maybe I could open this door and I could randomly pick out one of these words. See, I've picked out courage, and I could ask God to give that to me today in place of my fear. I'm going to leave the bad stuff here and I'm going to pick up the good stuff from this resurrection tomb that we've made. So I'm just going to leave those in there like that. And there we go. We've finished our Easter garden picture. And I can't wait to see what you guys have done. Send me a picture soon.